happy. Why did you come to NIC?
I came first, maybe?
Yeah,
okay.
Chronologically.
Alright. I came to NIC after working with NIC. I had NIC students come to my college where I used to work in Cambridge. And it was great working with them. And luckily my college decided that I could come to NIC and visit and teach the NIC students about life in Cambridge, and the students who wanted to come to the UK, I'd prepare them and then meet them in the UK. When I left my last college, I was lucky that NIC gave me a phone call and said, "Hey, Tony, why not come and join us?" How could I refuse? I knew it was a great place. I love Japan, so a good opportunity for me.
Okay.
And you?
Well, I have been living in Japan for quite a while, and I've mostly been teaching in junior high school. And in my experience, most classes that I teach, there's one, maybe two students who love English and are very passionate about English. But I came to visit NIC and I watched Danny's class, and the thing that really impressed me the most was Danny first, and then secondly the fact that the class was full of students who really loved English, but didn't just love English, but really wanted to know about the culture and wanted to go abroad to study. And I thought, if I can teach a class where everyone has that same passion, that would be like my dream job. And it's become my dream job.
It's good to hear.
Good. Next question. Okay. What was the best memory of NIC?
It's fresh for you. I've got to think of many.
Now, it's, you know, in 1 year it's very difficult to think of one memory. So I like to think of the year as one big memory of lots of memories, because, you know, it's just every day is just a lot of fun, and you know, you have these moments talking to students in the corridor, and then I think of the events that we've had. So, you know, it's really nice when I look at the yearbook and I see the photographs and photos on the wall, because it reminds me of those memories. So I'm not going to choose one, but I'm going to say that I just have a lot of memories from this year.
Yep. Likewise, every day is important as every other. I think what really I can recall is teaching great students, but when they've left, they haven't really left. And I remember really being happy in my regular day. An old face comes back, an NIC student from a year before, or a couple of years before, or even from when I was when I was teaching NIC students in Cambridge, who know I'm in Osaka, or when I was in Tokyo, they'd come and visit. So that's like 7, 8 years ago. They tell me about their life, and it's great because I'm living their memories. So they're my memory, but now I'm living it with them. They're telling me what they're doing. So it's great to know that we teach you guys. You go off on your adventure. We've kind of helped you, but then you keep in touch and you surprise us and come back, and it's rewarding for us because we don't have to say goodbye, as in we'll never see you. It's like, have a good journey, see you when you're passing through. That's the nice thing, that it's never a forgotten memory, it's a living memory.
Question number 3. What was the hardest part of teaching?
Wow, that was definitely training him. Such a bad student. Hardest part of teaching. Wow.
Shall I take this one?
Yeah, you go with that.
Okay, now I've had to really think about this one, but I think the hardest thing to teach is probably writing, and the particular aspect that is most difficult is finding a balance between content and grammar. I think most students are aware that grammar is important, but at the same time when you're writing you have to express your ideas, and ideas are really what is most important, but the problem is if the grammar's not correct, the idea doesn't come through. So yeah, that's a real kind of hard one to teach.
I'm with you there. I also think the balance between telling what's needed now and sometimes letting out too much of what's next, because if you tell a student what's important for later because you know what's going to happen when they go abroad, okay, but maybe you as the student don't get it yet, so I have to kind of, okay, what do you need now, what are you going to find out later, what's most important that you get from us now. So that kind of thing sometimes worries me, that am I giving you the right thing, have I given you too much? And I suppose just worrying means that we care, but it's a balance, because giving you too much that you can't use just yet could be a waste of time. So it's a matter of making the most of the time and the most of what you can take from our lessons now, although we know what it's going to be like because we've gone through the whole process. I certainly know what it's like to be a foreign student going into the UK. When I left the UK, it was when I was 10. I came back later when I was about 16, 17, and it felt like coming into a different country, so I had to go through the culture shock, get used to English school system. I can share so much of that, but actually just now you need the English, you need to be helped with conversation skills, quick response, that'll help you survive, and then you'll get through the culture shock without having so much of a shock. I suppose that's what we try and do, is like minimize the shock, help you arrive running. If you arrive walking, then you're going to miss so much.
Yeah, that's true, because a lot goes on in the first few weeks.
Oh, it's really important, yeah.
Yeah, and you need to, before your classes start, you really need to orientate yourself quite quickly. Yeah, it's a very good point.
Okay. What do you think about NIC students?
What can we say? They're wonderful. Tears coming now already. Motivated. I think lucky to have found one another. We're happy, as we said, to be teaching here and teaching great students, but I'm really happy that NIC students found each other and motivated each other and gave each other that extra push and pull sometimes that you each needed, and then we're there to kind of coach you along, so you became great teammates. Without these teammates, maybe it wouldn't have been the same fun journey. So I think the students have helped each other as much as we have, so the whole school together, it's a nice package.
Yeah, and because this is my first year, so when you ask me what do I think of NIC students, well, it's you guys, and well, as Tony said, the motivation. I mean, when I listen to some of my friends who work at other places and they meet students once a week, for example. And when I tell them about NIC and they say, wow, you're together 2 hours a day, and they say, and I'm like, it doesn't really feel, but what I'm trying to say is that each day kind of rolls into the next day, and it's almost like a family, you see each other every day and you get to know each other, and you get to know each other's, sense of humor and interests, and so, I've noticed recently as the year is coming to an end, yeah, you kind of feel a bit sad because you're like, my friends are going to leave, because that's what it feels like coming into work. It's, you walk through the door and it's like, hi, and you're meeting all your kind of buddies, so it's really sweet. I've kind of just always woken up excited to come to work. And that's what I can say for the students, is that they create this atmosphere where you just enjoy being a part of it.
Very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, very positive.
Okay. Final question. Okay. Could you give a message for NIC for students?
I can give a message. I want them to remember their baby steps. They chose that. We take baby steps, but make sure those steps are in the right direction. Pick your target, one challenge at a time, aim for it, and then once you reach that challenge, the next one will become clear. Don't aim for too much, don't get too frustrated, don't set your goals too high, but set goals. Always set a goal, then a next goal, and it becomes a chain reaction. So knowing that you've succeeded in many before, if you fail at one, you know, okay, I can try again, and then you will. So don't give up, but have focus. It may change later. Once you get to the next step, you may see things a bit different, but at least you have improved yourself by moving forward all the time.
Yeah, and I guess my advice would be, you know, what you can learn at NIC is really what you can achieve in 1 year. And that's what I've learned, is that you can take that away, because, you know, you look at education and you look at, you know, your career in the future. It really is 1 year at a time. And, you know, if you think about what you've been able to achieve at NIC, it's very encouraging, and you look at what that year involves in terms of effort, commitment, friendships, relationships, and, you know, you take that experience and you say, okay, can I, you know, my first year abroad, I'm just going to, you know, apply what I've learned at NIC and just take it to the next level. So I think, so my message, I guess, is just, you know, take what you've got from NIC, skills, experience, friendships, and just, you know, to put it in your suitcase and open it the other side and use it.
Going on from that, yeah, NIC students will come to an abrupt end soon. It'll be over, but it's not really over. That's the good opportunity to do what Jeremy just said, kind of look back and reflect. If you use those months, weeks, months to get ready for the next step, but reflect. Don't just look forward, look back at what you've done, what you've achieved. Remember that in a year, wow, I did that much. In a year, this much has happened. Okay, that's my time frame. Okay, university, college, it's a year. I can do so much, and do it a step at a time. That's really important, to do lots of reflection, to realize how things have changed, how you've changed, how having that purpose has made you better. So now it's a good opportunity. It's not a big break. It's an opportunity to take a breath, look back before you launch forward again.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was good.
Thank you.
NIC
Yeah.
rocks.
Yeah.